Shalom and good day all. This is Tehillim29 along with Tevye Smoker. And finally, we get to speak about a movie that we absolutely enjoy.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm glad at least one of my guests made it to the live stream. And I was hoping a couple of others might have turned up too. But if they do turn up, we'll make sure to include them. And of course, when things were sort of like setting up for this original live stream, I did put out some Battle of the Super Sons related clips.
Same.
And I really enjoyed getting those up. One thing as well, I think some people forget how the copyright system works.
Yeah.
Especially with YouTube. Right, there are some things to which they will, of course, copyright strike you for, and I have actually gone through that once before. But it was actually something anime related. But yeah, and it was actually for an anime series that I really enjoyed, and it was Mob Psycho. But we're not here to talk about Mob Psycho today.
Yeah.
We are here. Yeah, we are here to talk about. Where is it? I think I might need to go up. About Super Sons movie. And I must admit,
22.
Yep.
Yeah, I see at MICC that year.
Yep.
I love seeing that movie in MICC.
Yep. The number of times I've watched it and enjoyed rewatching it. Absolutely amazing. I do happen to have a copy of both the Blu-ray and also the DVD of it.
Cool.
Still need to get a hold of the 4K version.
Yeah.
Plus, I've got a version that I can watch on the computer anytime. So
Same.
And that's really awesome. Now, the question is, should I actually bring in just a couple of the clips that I've already shared on my channel?
I say
But
go for it.
And it would only be those clips that I've shared on the channel. And we can talk about those particular scenes. Or at least... Whoop, hold on a moment. That jumped in a little bit too quickly.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Yes, that is sort of like one of the first ones.
Yep.
And
so I think I see my audience.
Yep. So in it, when we move into sort of like the first clip, in relation to the story, we basically get the origins as to when Superman comes to Earth.
Yep.
And we also get to see sort of like some of the origins that make up this universe.
We also see Starlo at the origin and Krypton.
Yeah. So even though this clip doesn't like fully show that, it's only sort of like like we get to see, of course, Clark Kent growing up in his neighborhood, of course, the Kent farm.
Yep.
we get to see quite a lot shown in relation to what has happened in Superman's personal life, and that is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, your mom and pa gone. Was that depressing?
Yep. Even though it would have been nice to see them be grandma and grandpa to a little John Kent.
Oh, yeah, that was so cute. Yeah, we never got to see that kind. But it fucked somebody up.
Yes.
Oh, that shit. And
Yes.
no, Superjet did not help it make it much worse. The one thing that Secret City doing is turning off Jay Nakamura's leadership. Thank God for that.
Actually, if it's one thing, if it's one thing in relation to Jay Nakamura and Nicole Main's character Dreamer, I reckon they're the most perfect couple in the DC universe, even though they do fit their LGBTQ agenda.
I agree. If anything, they'll be a bad couple, but they're both assholes.
Yep.
Never get the actress. She's fine. I think she's a fine line of her own character, but John, not so much.
Yeah, I think she does sort of fail in her writing in relation to John, and also what Cena Grace did with John was
what the fuck are they doing?
It made me want to vomit. It's the only way to put it.
Like, I would piss when that Shazam issue came out. Again, what? You motherfuckers! You gave us Kid John Kent back, and they're like, no, we want it. Fuck off. I hate that so much.
Yes, they've done a lot of terrible things.
Agreed.
But let's just move through this first clip. So we'll have it go through, and when it finishes, we'll remove it, and I'll get things ready for the next clip.
Okay.
Now, this is a good part. Clark Kent, Lois Lane, and guess who? Guess who graces our universe? And of course, the logo that's used. Now, to those people who aren't familiar with the logo, this logo is also used in relation to the Super Sons. And this is one thing that we know that Jeremy Adams also included on this movie. And that's right, Jeremy Adams.
Well, the back in the Kevin Durant book.
Yep, who has actually worked on a number of movies. I think one of the last ones he worked on was Warworld. There was
not good. It was so disappointing. Like, turn up.
There was
that was his fault. I've seen been more the director tomorrow, but went.
Yep. And there was also some of the Mortal Kombat ones. In fact, he did the Johnny Cage one. So I
love that one.
And that was actually quite interesting.
Yeah.
So you do sort of like learn something about where some of the creators have worked. Even like with these little things and these little nuggets that are out there. All right, let's just move it towards the end, and let's get the introduction to our first super son in the story being John Kent.
In the decade of the 1930s, even the great city of Metropolis was not spared the ravages of worldwide depression. In the times of fear and confusion, the job of informing the public was...
Yep. So, really nice entry as to how we get our introduction to John Kent into this universe. And we see that he's learning about the importance of, guess what? Journalism. And the role of a journalist in this, in this story's day and age. And of course, this leads to John sort of like helping his mum out and whatever else before she leaves to go to work. And whilst this is happening, things are being prepared for, I guess, for his old man to come back home.
Yeah.
But of course, the old man, Clark Kent, has been working overseas and doing a bit of a review on ants. And it's interesting how it sort of like foreshadows how this story is going to work.
Yeah, with Starlo.
Yep.
Which is actually ironic because when this movie came out, it also Dragon Ball Z that Dragon Ball Super, my bad, the Super movie that came out actually that year.
The superhero one involving Gohan.
Yeah, that one. He's going out with the ants as well with Super ants. It's so funny.
I still got to get around to watching some of those.
I recommend the awesome movie to go on, Ben. I was so happy.
Yeah.
Oh, that movie was so cool.
All right. So with that, we've got like quite a number of things that also happens. In between that, of course, we've got John going to school, and of course, with him getting his what's the word? Oh, that's right. His coat from his.
Oh wait! You were saying that? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, the coat from his parents.
Yeah, that first. I bet.
But that's sort of like, trying to remember the order. Of course, there's the helping at the farm. Then there's the baseball game. Then it's called Can't Hit Kent.
Yeah, by that asshole bully.
Yep. And because old man wasn't at the game because something came up, but this something that came up also connects to what is happening with the Starro side of the story.
Yeah. Wait, you actually see Superman had to go to space first, I think.
Yeah.
But before he go to the baseball game.
Yeah. And John really wanted his dad to be there that day because it meant a lot to him. Because it was also his birthday. And that makes a lot of sense, especially for any kid. Male or female. Sometimes you might look up to your mother more than your father or vice versa. It depends on how much time they put into you.
Yep.
And that is definitely a good message that Jeremy Adams brought into this film. Like, it's a message that you don't see sort of like shown much these days, but needs to be
depressing.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I really looked at this now. The career I think we went for it after the whole John Trevor and when Carl gets home and they will milk the cow with the doorbell.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we see John and Chloe talk to each other. Thank you, iTunes. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Then we see the water fall and then soon had to go to space to see the water with Green Arrow inside.
Yep. So maybe we'll move on to the next clip because I don't know how long this live stream is going to go for.
Yeah. And
I was.
we don't know if we can take it down.
Yeah. So I am sort of I was sort of hoping that there would have been a couple more people who'd join us.
Same.
And it would have been nice to have those same people on who were actually on the original live stream when we actually got to speak about the movie. So
yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was fantastic. So I will start to bring in the next clip. And this takes place. Oh, hold a moment. All right. Now, hold on. There is something I'm forgetting here. Seeing that this is a Super Sons live stream.
It's like old times.
Very important part about the live stream.
Indeed.
Alrighty. So let's bring in. All right, I'll just remove this. We're still in the Super Sons Fortress of Attitude. Oh. So let's get to watching just a little bit of this scene where it involves the Batcave.
Wait, we can't skip ahead a lot, Johnny. Because after the baseball game, Johnny, we do see Clark go to John's room. He runs away, and then his heat inhibitor activates.
Yes. And
then Dustin has to talk to John and tell the truth.
Yep, and reveals that his old man is in fact Superman, and that was fantastic. Yeah. So this scene sort of takes place after that.
Yeah, after they meet Batman, after they find the penguin, which is adorable.
Yep.
I love that so much.
Come on.
Welcome to the Batcave.
Look! That's the Batmobile! And the Bat computer! And the Bat dinosaur! And the... Who's the new kid? Obvious boy?
I know him.
Like, what could go wrong? And one thing about this scene alone is that, okay, after he ends up meeting up with Damien and is like, what's his problem? He doesn't know the half of it yet.
Yeah, he doesn't know. Again, having up on by Damon Wayne that he is having like issues.
Yes, and one thing about this movie though, it seems that they've sort of like set the characters at both the same age.
Which is fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, and I think that sort of works, and I think it definitely works for this movie.
Yeah, because John is like 11 years old. Well,
yeah.
He's like 10.
Yeah, where in the comics, there is a bit of a age difference, but there is one slight difference between them. Like in the comic story, one's taller,
yeah,
the other one's older. like that is funny as well as clever. Yeah, I'm taller than you. I'm older than you.
I'm taller.
Like it's a bit of what's the word? It's a bit of an inside joke in the story.
It's so funny.
And it's really well presented. Where in this one it's a little bit different, and you don't really get to hear him complain about those sort of things that much. In fact, they sort of like bicker around different things, but you can still get the inside joke about it.
Indeed.
Like when it's a little bit further within the story, when it comes to going to the Fortress of Solitude.
Yep.
Oh, I think super strength kicked in.
Yeah.
And that happens when he punches his bully.
Yeah, it's so funny.
And then after that, he sort of tries again.
Oh, really, it did not work.
And then Damien Wayne's response to him, like when he catches up with him later, is, "Oh, so you punched yourself." Really well done, as in really well done. All right, let's move into the next part of this, just to finish this clip off.
Yeah.
John, this is Batman's son, Damian.
John? So you have toilet powers?
Relax, Damien.
I love it so much.
It was
Joy, I miss the friendship so much. The comment because it's not fun. Because the comment is so fucked. Okay, to be fair, they're not all bad. Well, I guess before putting Georgie, I'm looking on that. The Mason book. Oh, it's that Mason book about amazing. I feel she wrote Prime. I actually don't come in, but maybe he'll come back.
Oh, you're talking about the present Superman run by Joshua Williamson?
Yes.
Yeah. It would be interesting to see his reaction with, oh gosh, I'd say both John Kents.
Can worms.
Now, what I mean by both John Kents is I'd like to see his reaction with, say, the young John Samuel Kent.
I'll be all for that.
That would be so cool in story.
Yeah, because knowing him, she's insane and psychotic. Like, what? Like, this kid doesn't my appointment. Fuck you! And they both playing each other. Be awesome.
Yeah, and also his reaction with the Bendis John Kent. I think that would be interesting as well to see.
Knowing him, I think I could see a reaction like, "You're nothing. You're nothing like me." I can just feel about to react to say that to his face.
Now, not long after their reaction, to which they catch up together, of course, Damien helps Bruce Wayne with the specs and making sure that everything's okay with John. And even though he's basically going along with what his father wants done.
Yeah, so let's test that theory and photo off the clip, not the clip, off the
in relation to trauma and flying.
Yeah.
And he does get told off for his action. but he still pushes the button. Not all the way through, but it's not long after they do catch up here, to which, of course, Batman and Superman do eventually have to head up to the Watchtower, and of course, this is all returning from home and whatever. Damien's still in the Batcave, And
John
with that,
had their own streaming. Well, streaming Batman go to watch to figure out what's happening with Green Arrow.
yep. So they realize that they've lost contact with Green Arrow, and they move into finding out what happened to him. And during the process, they of course get
Attacked by Martian Manhunter, and they get hit with spores by
Yep.
Starlo.
Yep. So they become infected. Yep, they become infected by Starro. Next thing you find out, we have Damian Wayne waiting in the Batcave, and of course, in this interaction in the Batcave, he's also with the Bat Cow. to anyone who, to anyone who doesn't know that, the Bat Cow actually connects to the Grant Morrison run.
Yep.
And it's sort of like this became Damien's choice, which he no longer wishes to eat meat.
Yeah, it's still cute.
So he though he used to eat a lot of meat before that, but whilst with Batman, this is sort of like where he starts to become vegetarian, but that's neither here or there. But he is still a character that I personally enjoy just as much as I enjoy John Samuel Kent. Well, the original John Samuel Kent.
Yeah.
And
John, it's just they know what to do with him. I said before, premium video I did in my channel. These guys don't know what the fuck they're doing. As I said before, Ada John had fucking failed. Like Disney, stop being stupid and let's undo the thing. Or here's my thing. If you want to see Ada John, fine. But here's my alternative. Bring back the real John Mansfield back to normal and bring back the real Kid on save from Earth 3, kill that ultimate bastard, bring him back, and have this later gonna be Jordan Kent. Problem solved. That way, John, you still keep your ADAP imposter and get the real John Kent back. Jordan Kent can be the older version, while John, the real John, is going to come out and problem solved. Everyone wins. But David, won't people be mad, pissed off, and angry? I don't fucking care. We're out of options. At this point, I would do that than do nothing. But David, the bigger the headlines. What headlines? Like, no one will give a damn about that shit. Like, oh, sure. I'm sure the mainstream media will get out about LGBTQ student. Do people really give a damn about that shit? No. I understand. It's so cool.
Yep, this is something I would love to get.
Same.
And yes, of course it is the Super Sun statue. I thought I'd bring it up because of the discussion of the Super Sons and also the movie. And I wonder,
it's hard to say it's like $637. Wait, what?
Yeah.
What the hell? I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
I would have to actually save quite a bit of money to get this.
Like,
and it's an amazing looking figure.
It looks so cool.
I know. So I thought I'd share this, seeing that this is a Super Sons related live stream. And yeah, it's something that's there that's really worth.
Yeah, like this looks so badass.
Yeah, it is awesome as. Absolutely awesome.
Like, I really want this statue so much. It's so cool. I'll be keep that image.
Yep.
Like, goddamn, why does that be so expensive?
I know. You think it might be expensive in American dollars? You should see how much more expensive it is in Australian.
Right,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking at maybe another extra $100 to $200 more on it.
Figures.
And that's not taking in account postage and handling.
Yeah.
Like if I were to include postage and handling, it could be close to over $1,000.
What?
Ooh, yeah. That's over 1,000 Australian dollars.
Fuck.
Yeah. If it was in US dollar, it would probably be maybe a couple $100 cheaper, but we're looking at a big difference between currencies
Yeah.
here alone. And it's like, I'd love to own it. I'm a big fan of the Super Sons.
Yeah.
And it would be nice just to store away or even put up on display if I've got the space in the room to put it up on display. All right, I am going to get the next thing ready. I was actually going to get a video ready, but that can wait, I reckon. So we can talk about what happens in between this time period. So after what happens with Damien in the Batcave, and Damien looks through the list of the ones that they have sought to Starro-ize or get infected by Starro.
Yep.
The Bat Cow turns up to Damien, and of course, the only one on the list that hasn't been infected yet, because Damien was also meant to be infected.
Yeah, but then Damien tried to split in half.
Yep, and
I know that well. His stove. I don't know. It was very fucked up. Like what? Oh, that's very horror-ish.
Yeah. So with that happening, and I'm glad the attempt failed.
Yeah.
and I also like Damian Wayne's response in what happened there. And okay, now he's left to save John Kent because
all the Teen Titans got infected.
Yep,
Which,
all the Teen Titans have been infected.
Actually, that kind of shocked me because when I first saw the movie on NYCC, I never really ever seen Teen Titans being I think in this movie because yeah, if you were in the comic during the time where the Teen Titans were not well, I can say that. Oh, what bad? It was like Adam Glass.
Actually, I've also seen some questions brought up too as to where's Dick Grayson in this universe? Well, who's not to say that he's presently being Nightwing in Bloodhaven?
That would make a ton of sense.
And that's why he's presently not a member of the Teen Titans or of the Teen Titans that appear in the movie, and that would make sense.
Yeah. Also, John also mentioned that Superman had already been taken, so that's kind of Ken well. Does that mean he exists in him as well?
Yep.
That's what I say. But that gives me a great idea. We could John's cousin in this universe. I want that now. That'd be awesome. Both Superboy team up, be amazing.
Yep.
We got that Young Justice. We get that next thing with this.
Yep.
Give it more a Super Saiyan in the future. I hope.
And
that point, I'm sure that'll be the best thing ever.
Yep.
Please.
And not long after that, we do get to catch up with John and his new power kicking in. And not long after that, yes, he punched himself in an allegorical sense, I guess.
Yeah.
And of course, he gets sent to the principal's office. And whilst he's sent to the principal's office, he realizes that Damian Wayne, the Bat wing has turned up and is sort of like, okay, what's you immediately think, okay, what's Batman doing here? And he's sort of like working to get himself out the office. And of course, he does find out and realize that it's Damien. And he's trying to explain to him that I think a new power kicked in, and then it's like in that time that he explains, or Damien says, "Oh, you punched yourself."
Yep.
So the next thing that they sort of work on is making their way. What's the next clip that I've got here?
It's very similar done. They do me at school, which is adorable.
Yeah,
With does we have to do with Rose that is showing up, but she's infected by style.
yeah. Where have I got? Is it in there? No, it's not in there. That's not it. Yeah, it must be in there. Okay. Oh, there we go. So, of course, as things progress, they end up going to the what's the word? They end up going to the Fortress of Solitude.
Well, after John, he been at the again, his mom to get the stove spore out of Rose.
Yes.
It's very, very messy, very dark.
Yep, and of course, he says, "Don't kill my mother,"
My mom.
and that was really good.
Yeah, great.
Great word.
Mhm.
And then as that continues, they after they're finished with what happens there, they head to the Fortress of Solitude, to which not long after they get in, they meet Crypto, and of course they meet the parents to Superman. But of course it's in a
Well,
Jor-El, and he recognizes that it's actually the son of Clark Kent, or Kal-El, and with that we start to make, or they start to make their way up to the Watchtower, which is in space.
Yep.
And
of course, Superman walking, I think was just cute.
Yeah. Such a good scene.
Indeed.
With that
continue. John, we do see John at the no power, the super leaving, the cemetery dead.
Yeah. And whilst this scene is continuing, they've had to go up against the Titans.
Yep.
Plus whoever else is up there on the Watchtower.
Yeah, Mark Beast Boy, Wonder Girl, Kid Flash.
Yep. And of course, after they manage to get so much done up there, they find a way to sort of like get them out of the Watchtower so that they can take on Starro.
With Starro and all the super John and Damon.
Yeah.
This Starro I made all my intelligent than Shooter Squad Starro, and he's killing it, really.
Actually, if it's one thing I like about the Battle of the Super Sons Starro compared to the Suicide one, I like the way how it sort of levels up more.
Indeed.
Yes. And I didn't really like the James Gunn one that much.
I was fine with the James Gunn one because it made sense for that movie, but I kind of like this Star, but this Star had a lot more had a plan.
Yeah.
James Gunn Star felt more like not it was smart, but it felt like it had more of a just and it was who's got to fight.
Yeah. At least it did sort of like make it look threatening in like a live action film.
Yeah. But
I think in that they do sort of get away with it. But if you compare it to the Super Sons one, the Super Sons one managed to do more with the character than what James Gunn did, and it also goes to show the length to which Starro will go to get control.
Indeed.
And with it, we also get to enjoy sort of like Lois finally discovering like one of the weaknesses of the Starros, and she tries to get that message or emergency message up to any superheroes that are around, including her own son.
That was so cute.
And of course, that does reach the Watchtower.
Yep.
And with that information, that they're able to use it to take on Starro, and quite a bit happens on the. There is actually quite a bit that happens on the station.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. After they take down all the heroes, they have to fight the dads. But Batman and Superman will bring control.
Yep. And after their dads are freed, we get this awesome thing.
Well, before we do that, Johnny, we do see John at the end, Superman at the Damien at the Robin at the use the satellite to take down Star at the with him in order to take him down. Because that's why he played him Star, it didn't work. Because Star was smarter than that.
Yeah.
So he said, well, we tried that plan, we have one point left. You start at it and like crash it down after the earth. Like the world needs Superman and Batman at more than us. With that, it would awesome. And then they were at the at the fish bomb. It's so cool.
Yep. So hold on, it sort of missed something there. And this is actually quite a nice scene, actually seeing Damian Wayne hug his old man here.
Yeah, that was cute.
And yeah, okay, even though we do sort of learn in the film.
Yeah, they don't tell this image.
Yeah, we do learn in the film that he did not expect to be taken and die because of some space parasite, as he names it.
Yeah.
And that is so awesome.
Yeah. I love this image so much.
It is so cool. All right. I'll bring it back.
Yep.
I was worried.
Aw.
Why? I learned from the best.
Aw. That's cute.
All right. I'm just going to stop there because sometimes it can be a bit of a rarity to see Batman hug any of these kids.
Yeah.
And the fact that this was sort of like brought in on screen and actually Batman hugging his own biological son, right?
Yeah.
For Damien, that would mean everything.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Sure, he might be living in his father's shadow, but he doesn't have to be his father. He might be living in his mother's shadow, but he doesn't have to be his mother. But he can take the best.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
Yeah, like he can
take. You know, from recent stories. Okay, not recent stories, from Grant Morrison's run.
Yeah, the way that he sort of tampered with Talia there. There are times where Talia can actually be really good in her character because in it you do see, like in some of the things that you watch through in relations. Sometimes it might be the Brave and the Bold or some Batman story. The Denny O'Neil, like when you read through like some of the ways that Talia has been used, and then there was also the Boy Wonder comic that came out that Junie Barr did. That was fantastic. Like some of the things that people forget about Talia is that yes, she can be compassionate, but sometimes she's stuck in sort of like trying to choose who she wants to please.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like, does she want to help Batman in this situation out more than her father, or does she want to help her father out in this situation more than Batman? So in that, you do see like a conflict or like an inner conflict with her character. And that is something that the Boy Wonder by Junie Barr that was brought out sort of like came back and readdressed that, okay, when Damien was born, Damien became her world.
Yeah.
More than her own father. But not only is Damien a part of her world, Bruce Wayne is a part of her world because Damien's existence. So she now has to sort of like think like a parent too. Okay, this is my son.
Which we did see with Damian Wayne.
Yeah, like this is my son. Now I have to make the right decisions as to what I do with him next. Does he feel like he needs more of his father mentoring than me mentoring?
Yeah.
And
in that was pretty good, but we can't wish copyright on our stuff. Not the same.
Yeah.
I love these scripts so much. It's so cute.
Now, if only Netflix would put up season 4 of Young Justice, because I really want to read it. Really want to watch it.
On Blu-ray. Because what the hell? It's been years and no Blu-ray. I'm pissed off about that because why are we not getting Blu-ray Young Justice? Like, what the hell? What the hell is going on over there? Like, that's so frustrating.
All right. I'm going to bring this next bit back up.
Okay.
I'm proud of you, Jonathan. You put the world, us, above yourself. That's what a hero does.
Aww.
That's what a Superman does.
I love that so much.
That was one of the best scenes.
Yeah.
Especially with these two, because in it, he learned what, I guess, superhero self-sacrifice means into putting in to save the planet. And because there was no one else around to save the planet, well, it was only left to our two little heroes, the Super Sons. And they both learned the lesson here, and you can see that in the movie. They both learned the lesson, what it meant to
be a hero,
to be a real hero. And like the smile on his face says it all. It just says it all. And what comes next? In comes Star again. And that is just freaking fantastic.
So cool.
And in it, you get to see both dads and sons working together to take on a threat on this planet Earth.
Yeah.
and it's sort of like one of the best things. You see Batman and Damian Wayne Robin working together, pulling off what they can pull off. And then there's Superman and John Kent doing what they can do, and then eventually, well, let's go in for a home run.
First on, and then down the street, and then home run! It's going to space.
Yep. And I love that. It's such an awesome scene. That's the thing. It is such an awesome
It's so
scene.
cool.
And then not long after that, we finally turn up to the next day. There's a baseball game happening. Wally helps out Superman in Metropolis. Barry helps out with Metropolis as he gets to enjoy watching his son play a game. But who else is there? Damian Wayne, along with his old man. And it's like, you couldn't have made the story any more perfect.
Yeah.
And you actually get to see fathers and sons being fathers and sons together. And it's like, great way to get a missing message that has not been seen sort of like in media for a long time.
Yeah.
But
usually in any type of story, the heroine Betty and does show up near the end.
Yeah.
And then we do see at the Superman at the does show up at the end, very adorable. Which anyway, but John at the media has really not done great with penalty days. Thank God we're changing that shit with Vanilla 4. That movie, I recommend it. First, that's an awesome movie.
Yeah. So I'm glad Amanda Waller wasn't in this. She would have. I think she would have ruined the story. But I'm glad it focused on our two heroes and their sons, so Batman and Superman, and whilst they were doing their job. It was also good seeing what was it? Earlier in the film, we get to see Superman flying John Kent to Gotham to see Batman. So and hey, good to see ya. The guineas are here. Thanks for dropping by, Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. It's nice to know that you're watching. And whilst they're flying, they, of course, see a bit of a plane on the way, and they move a little bit near the plane, and she, one of the passengers in the plane sees John Kent flying on Superman.
It's so cute.
And as she tries to point it out to her mother looks outside and is sort of like, okay, too late for her to see it. Almost thinking her kid's insane.
Yeah. Okay. That's put it down on the phone.
Yeah, but that's not to say that, okay, maybe the mother does know that Superman exists, but maybe she just missed this opportunity to see Superman, where her kid got to see Superman and she didn't.
Yeah.
So, good to know, Tommy. And I hope things are going well with your, what is it? Your collection streams where you share with your figures and that you collect. And I should actually be getting some new figure reviews maybe towards the end of the month or the beginning of next month. And I think you'd be quite surprised as to what figures they'll be, because they're connected to a certain controversial area, and it does involve comics. And they will be pushed through figures and the figures. All right. And not long after that, they start to move into the area of Gotham, and John asks, "What's that smell?" "Oh, that's Gotham." And they mention he mentions someone should do something about this place, but someone is doing something about this place, and he learns that it's Batman, and we get to see what happens between Batman and the Penguin and some of his goons. Really good.
Yeah,
But now we start to move towards, I guess, our favorite, or one of the favorite parts of the story.
Oh, yeah,
So,
yeah.
What now? You think we should join the Teen Titans? Go on patrol? I mean, what's next for the new dynamic duo?
Nope. Dynamic duo is Batman and Robin. We're Super Sons.
Okay, fine. What's next for the Super Sons?
Well, I do owe you a birthday.
You put out the other water, we can't fly.
I'll just move it back a bit. And funny thing, I just watched this earlier today. Awesome, Tommy. Awesome. Well, seeing that we are drawing close to the ending of the live stream, I was actually planning of maybe doing a watch party, and the watch party would involve the Super Sons. Now, I've sort of like shared it on my channel for a Super Sons watch party for maybe next week, but with the way how the weather's looking, especially where I live here in Australia, who'd be interested in doing a watch party tomorrow instead? Like, I've finished taking care of all my comic reviews that I need to take care of for the week. Yay. And of course, I would probably have to put some things up on the screen just to indicate that, okay, there's a watch time. Yeah, like a bit of a stopwatch going.
Yeah, and because in streaming, I had a lot of I had a lot of like pay stuff now because you can't joke on stage with a penguin nowadays. That's stupid. Like, what the hell? Like,
yep, and I've already
it for free, but now you have to pay for a lot of shit. Why?
Yep, and I've already found somewhere online to which we could sort of like use to watch the movie together.
Well, I do own it on digital and Blu-ray, so I could use that.
Yeah, that's fine. But there's somewhere that I've found as well, and where is it? There. Copy. All right, I'm going to post this here, but I'll also post it here. All right. All right, this is the spot.
Okay.
And you can have up to like a certain amount of people in there to watch it. And I do have sort of like the file as well to which we can watch the movie together. But the only thing I'd need to do, or about the only thing that I'd have to set up like on the main live stream is that we've got like a stopwatch showing or a timer showing
that could work
as to how far we're personally watching through the movie, and we can also comment about parts of the scene in the movie. We might even want to temporarily pause the movie in case we might need to do a nature check, and would be able to allow for that. So moving on to this next part of the scene.
Sons.
Well, I do owe you a birthday present.
Oh, well, what is it?
This.
Yeah.
Still can't fly.
And the movie goes for roughly, I think
One
it's an
hour
hour.
and 15 minutes, I think.
Yeah. So around 70 to 80 minutes in length. And it would be nice to actually be able to do this and watch it with friends and also people who might be subscribed to the channel who'd like to watch it. And seeing that we've got Smallville there.
Yep.
So would you be up for it? So tomorrow we choose to do the watch party?
I'll be up for it. Well, depending on what time, because tomorrow I'm going to see a movie.
Oh, okay.
My family.
All right. Maybe just have a look at the I normally set the times for about 10 a.m. my time. I'm not too sure what they would be on your time.
Let me check. It's 9:44 p.m. over here. So
unless we move it to a date which I might be unless I keep it on the day that I've got it organized, which is for next weekend, so next Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
But it still comes down to how good the weather will be, and it looks like the weather might fine up enough to be good enough, unless I change it to a Friday, or like my Friday, but that would be your Thursday in the US. Or I keep it on the Saturday, which would be your Friday in the US.
That can work. I'm not busy.
Mm-hmm.
That was seen. That's new.
So that is one awesome scene from the end of Battle of the Super Sons, and we're still waiting for our sequel movie.
If we got a sequel, remember James Gunn is bidding with his universe right now. And that's a part to his universe. This could also maybe mean I get a sequel.
Yeah,
it sucks. What the hell? Like that's what pissed me off about it. I want my sequel because come on, even Jimmy Allen want the sequel. I want the sequel. We want a sequel.
Yep.
Everybody, everything connected to James Gunn universe. That's your word, me, because everyone get more anime party. I think like that. I know we're getting Batman Aztec. I know we're getting that movie, but I saw a trailer and I see. Wait, that's it. That's what we're getting for Batman Aztec. Really? This art style? It looks so generic and boring. I don't get it.
I've seen some of the trailer for it, and yeah, I totally agree with the area of the art style.
Yeah.
It probably could have been a little bit more cleaner.
Yeah.
But I think one thing that they could have done better is if you're wanting to set like a Batman in an Aztec age, how about you give these characters all okay, we understand that the Batman of this age has a different name already. But how about you give them different names and just and also popping up and showing him as like a Two-Face like character, a Joker face like character. How about you bring in some new characters just for this particular era? Yeah, make him more Aztec related. I think that would make more sense, and you could sort of like make this character as an Aztec Batman who wants to go up against sort of like the practices of what's happening within the Aztecs, like some of the nasty things that they're doing in that time, from human sacrifice, whatever else.
Yeah, that.
Like that I think could work.
I tell real
Like-
story. This
like-
is real
Like
fun.
turning the character in a bit of a rebel. And this is sort of like one thing that makes, and because they don't know who this Batman is, or this Aztec Batman is, of course they got to do very similar to what happens in Gotham, like when they turn
Yeah.
Batman into a bad guy. They have to have people sort of like the watch out. Maybe because they too also want to sacrifice Batman.
Yeah.
One of the groups that could actually work in Batman's favor are the people who are coming in.
The
sort of
Corvallis.
like, yeah, like are the Spaniards in this time, and that would sort of
that would make sense.
like that would actually work in Batman's favor.
Yeah, not bad.
And it's sort of like, I want to change this world to a better place, but because he doesn't have like all the resources he needs in the time being to make it a better place, who else other than the very people who are coming to visit your country, wanting to help put it on a new path? Who else better than them? That would make more sense.
Yeah, I agree. That not a bad idea.
And yeah, in some essence, it sort of says that, okay, not all immigration is bad immigration.
Yeah.
Like, because with this, yes, you might have a foreign country coming to your land, right? You have this person living in this foreign land wanting to see your country or see this country, but for the main person living in this foreign land that they're coming to visit, you're looking for a way to which you can actually make this land to foreigners be a little bit more, I guess, acceptable.
Maybe.
And have not so much archaic type customs to happen anymore. And I think with that, like, no doubt the story's already done and finished, or else they wouldn't have shared the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't be surprised if someone were to go in, edit the film, post it out, and it actually gets more praise than what Warner Brothers DC puts out.
Yeah. Who knows? But honestly, that's a different topic another. We can
Yeah.
when that movie actually comes out.
Yeah.
When is that movie coming out? Yeah, you know what? I'll look it up later.
Yep. Well, it's been nice talking the Battle of the Super Sons, and it's, even though it's been a long time for this discussion to happen, I'm glad it's finally happened.
Thanks. I'm glad too.
And it's also nice to have everyone who came in and commented, whether it's yourself, Tommy, anyone else who might be there behind the scenes, not saying anything. I still thank you and appreciate you, because you make this channel, or you help make this channel what it is. Whether you're big into Super Sons or any other character that I might happen to review on the channel, whether it's the Rainbow Press and Comics side, where it's the Joker's Wild related stuff, to which it is a little bit more open to discussing comics.
It is so cute.
Oh, that's good. You're gonna have to share that in DM in Twitter or Twix.
Yep.
Don't forget to have your Twix bar. All right. Well, thank you to everyone who made it. I think it's time to move on the ending of the live stream. So I might find something to have us exit with. Live streams and more.
Need your assets, I presume?
I found what I wanted.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, it's that
We
one.
got streamer. Okay, your plan. Fuck off. Stupid streamer beat bullshit.
All right. So thanks heaps to coming in to the live stream. As now it's time for us to head off and enjoy the rest of our day. And we also hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. And see you again at Super Sun's Fortress of Attitude, to which the next thing we'll be covering will actually be in regards to Super Sons related. Yes, there will be a Super Sun Battle of the Super Sons watch party happening. And I'll make sure to share that link that I've shared here with the next live stream. So if you're interested in joining it, you can join it. If not, you could just watch us talk about it on the main live stream when it's happening. So it's up to you. All right. It's now time to head out. Oh, by the way, did you want to share anything that you might have coming up on your channel before we get going?
I think tomorrow I'm gonna review the horror movie with my mom tomorrow. That's coming on my channel. I actually am playing Clay of Skill Expert 33. Yeah, one of my land game finally. Other than that, I think that's all I got so far. I did coming up. Add Brian on my channel. I think that's all I got so far.
Yep. Well, I think for this week in my upcoming reviews of what I've got scheduled, that's just for this upcoming week. Of course, there's the Rainbow Press and Comics usual haul. I've got something planned for tomorrow, which is going to be premiered tomorrow. It's something a little bit old, but it's still something nice to share. And it's also something that I wouldn't mind starting to bring back on the channel. So this is why this is actually going to be shared to go up on the channel. And that is hopefully starting to get more of the webtoons things happening again, because I want to start to get back to covering the Wayne family adventures again, to which we get to follow the adventures of not just Damian Wayne, but we also get to see John Samuel Kent in it. Now, it will be nice to sort of like continue those chapters where I left off from. I think where I left off from, it was at the end of season 1, and we were waiting for like season 2 to appear. Then there's like some reviews coming up. Some of those reviews, some indie reviews. We've got another Fool's Gold coming out this week, or this upcoming week, and that involves Jeff Lemire's Absolute Flash.
Okay.
Of course, we got some DC reviews, and at the end of the week, there is another indie review or indie related reviews, and that's just to keep your heads up.
Yep.
Alrighty. So now it's time to finally move into the outro. and we'll catch up next time.
Yep. Bye.
See ya.